This is the Segway Navimow i105N robot lawnmower, a compact, low-slung unit in gray with black and orange accents, a clean top display, and a large status light that tells me what it's doing at a glance. The camera sits up front with a wide, friendly eye, and the lines are smooth enough that grass and dust don't cling too badly. It's about the size of a carry-on and weighs enough to feel solid, but I wish it had better grab points for lifting. From my experience over the last 6 months, the headline is simple: no perimeter wire. Instead of burying or pegging a boundary around the lawn, I drove the mower with my phone like a remote car and traced the edges once. That's what Segway calls a virtual boundary. Under the hood, it uses RTK positioning. Think of GPS with a local correction antenna to tighten accuracy, plus a camera to keep it centered even when satellite signal gets sketchy. The kit includes the charging base, a long power cable, a GNSS antenna on a pole, pegs for the extension, and spare blades. Assembly wasn't complicated, though I did need a screwdriver for the antenna cap and a hammer to seat the stake because my soil is stubborn. Key features that mattered to me are the wire-free setup, the planned mowing lines, and the obstacle detection. The planned lines are a big shift from the older random pattern style. The mower runs in straight lanes, then changes direction on the next coverage to avoid leaving tire marks. The camera has a wide 140-degree view, and the software recognizes common objects well. Toys, a hose I forgot to move, even a low flower pot. Most of the time it slowed down, gave space, and kept going. Noise is a non-issue. Specs list 58 dB and I believe it. I can take calls on the patio while it's cutting. In my opinion, setup is the make or break point for this category, and the i105N makes it easy. I map the lawn in minutes. The assist mapping feature tries to follow a clearly defined edge on its own, and on my front yard it did a solid job. My back lawn is trickier, so I finished that map manually in the app. Editing the map is simple. Drag, nudge, drop no-go zones over beds, connect narrow paths, and save. I've split my yard into zones and set schedules so the mower rotates through them across the week. I like that I can tweak mowing direction per zone. Now for reality. The cut is clean for maintenance, but this isn't a rescue machine for tall, neglected grass. If I skip a week in peak growth, I can see it working harder and leaving stray tufts. Kept on a frequent schedule, the result looks consistently fresh. Still, I sometimes see thin strips between passes. They're narrow, but visible when the light hits just right. Sharp corners need touch-up with a trimmer. That's the trade. I'm no longer pushing a mower, but I do a quick edge pass to keep everything crisp. Terrain matters. The spec says it handles up to modest slopes, and that lines up with what I've seen. Gentle grades are fine, steeper areas push its traction. I filled a couple of ruts along my fence after the mower slipped in early tests. Since then, it's been reliable. Under trees where GPS gets spotty, the camera picks up the slack and it stays on track better than I expected. I haven't had it quit a session because it got lost. Battery life meets the small lawn target. It runs roughly an hour per charge, returns to top up, then continues where it left off. On my total area, well within the 1/8 acre rating, it usually completes without more than one recharge. If your grass is dense or you're close to the upper size limit, expect it to stretch the total time across returns to base. That didn't bother me because it's quiet and I let it work whenever. I appreciate the app. It's fast, it pairs over Bluetooth and Wi-Fi reliably, and it's where everything happens: zoning, schedules, mowing direction, and map edits. Weather-aware logic is helpful. I have it pause for rain and extreme heat, which is better for the lawn and for the mower. OTA updates arrived a few times during these 6 months, and I noticed smoother traction and better cornering after one particular update. If you want anti-theft tracking, there's an optional 4G module. Without it, you still get alerts and a basic location from the standard connection. There are misses, and they're worth calling out. Cutting height is set with a physical dial on the unit. I wanted to set different heights per zone in the app, but that's not possible. That mismatch between smart software and manual hardware is the thing I notice most. Voice assistant support isn't there, so I can't start it with Alexa or Google. I don't mind opening the app, but it would be convenient. The mower is also awkward to carry. Integrated handles would make blade swaps and cleaning easier. Speaking of cleaning, the IP66 rating means I can hose it off, which I do after dry, dusty runs. Blade replacements are quick, 3 small blades and screws, and the app reminds me when to change them. It's perfect for small to medium lawns that are fairly flat, where you want a tidy, consistent look with minimal effort. If your yard has steep slopes, deep ruts, or lots of tight corners, you'll still benefit, but plan on some boundary tuning and occasional touch-up work. If your goal is full automation with zero human involvement, that's not quite where this is yet. If your goal is shifting from sweaty weekend mowing to light, occasional trimming and tapping around in the app, it nails that. From my experience, installation time is less than an afternoon, including assembling the antenna and mapping. The mower has never blown through a flower bed since I set no-go zones. It has bumped a low garden border once and corrected itself. It doesn't love loose gravel edges. I pulled the virtual line a few inches inward to fix that. The charging base wants level ground, but the long power cable helped me find a clean spot near an outlet. I'd recommend this for anyone who values software-first lawn care and is comfortable with a phone-centric setup. Tech-savvy homeowners will enjoy tweaking zones and schedules, and busy families will appreciate how quietly it keeps the yard presentable day after day. If you need to cut tall grass rarely and fast, stick with a traditional mower or use this as a maintenance partner. In conclusion, the Segway Navimow i105N delivers on the promise of wire-free mowing with smart navigation and a solid app. It keeps my lawn in shape with far less effort, it's quiet, and it's been dependable across seasons with firmware updates that genuinely improve performance. It's not flawless. Manual height control, occasional thin strips, average carry ergonomics, and no voice assistant, but the benefits outweigh the quirks for my yard. I plan to keep using it because it takes the routine out of lawn care and frees up my weekend. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.